Hey everyone, I'm Teela with Deep English, and I'm so excited for another lesson together today. Today, we will be having a very special lesson because we are going to learn how to use our breath to be more calm and confident when we speak English. Many of you probably don't know that I'm also a yoga and meditation teacher, so I'm really interested in how we can use our breath to find peace and calm inside and move beyond our fears. Because even if you know tons of English vocabulary, you know how to create the perfect English sentence, if you're too afraid to speak in English, you won't be fluent. So it's really important that we learn how to move beyond our fears. We learn how to calm ourselves down so that our brain can function and so that we can actually remember vocabulary when we need it in a conversation. So I think today's lesson is so important and I'm really excited about it. So today I'll be sharing 5 things with you that will help you to use your breath to calm yourself down and move past your fear when speaking English. Okay, so the first thing that I want to share. So not many people know why it's so important to find peace inside when they're learning something new or trying something new. Well, we're often told that we should face our fears, that we should move beyond our comfort zone. And I agree with those things. I think we should do those things. But it's also important to realize that when we're afraid or stressed out or feeling anxiety, our brain doesn't function as well as it could. So that means that parts of our brain responsible for higher learning actually begin to shut down. So if you're trying to speak in English and parts of your brain are shutting down because you're nervous, because you're afraid, you're not going to be able to speak as well as we both know that you can. So today we'll learn how to use our breath to calm ourselves down so that our brain is functioning optimally, so that we can recall vocabulary and create beautiful sentences in English. I think it's also, you've probably also heard someone say that, oh, when I have a few alcoholic drinks, it's easier for me to speak in English or to speak in another language. If you think about that, that's because the person is more relaxed. So it's easier for them to go with the flow. So I'm not suggesting that you use alcohol to find calm. I think that that is a terrible idea. I think that will not make you a better English speaker at all. It will probably cause more harm than good. So I'm not saying to do that. But what I am saying is that the more that you can relax, the easier it will be to go with the flow. So the second thing that I want to share, and that is what not to do. So many people think that just by taking a few deep inhales that they will calm themselves. And this isn't necessarily true because when you take a deep inhale, you're actually raising your heart rate temporarily. So what's more important is that you take a slow inhale and then slowly exhale. So we want to pay attention to the speed that we are breathing and also to our exhale. So yes, a deep inhale is a lot better than holding our breath, but what's even better is taking a slow deep inhale and a slow exhale. So you may be wondering, what does she mean by a deep breath? I'm going to show you that right now. So this is a technique to see how deeply you are breathing. We're going to take our fingers and middle fingers and put them together. And we're going to take our hands and our fingers and place them over our bellies. So from here, we're going to inhale so deeply that the breath moves into the belly and our fingers move apart. As we exhale, our fingers will touch again. So we're going to inhale really deeply down into the belly. Fingers move apart. Exhale. Fingers move back together. So that's one way you can test how deeply you are breathing. That takes some practice. So if you're not doing it right away, that's okay. Just a little bit of practice and you'll start to be able to take those really deep belly breaths. Okay, so let's move on to the third thing that I want to share. So now I want to share 2 techniques that are incredible for finding peace and calm inside and for allowing us to speak English with more confidence. So this is what you can do before a conversation in English to calm yourself down. So the first technique is very simple. This is something I think anyone can do anywhere. So all we're going to do is we're going to inhale through the nose and then exhale out the nose for a little longer than our inhale. So the way that we can make sure we're doing this is to inhale through the nose for a count of 4. Exhale out the nose for a count of 5. So if you do this breathing technique just 4 times, you will activate your parasympathetic nervous system and you'll start to calm everything down inside of you. So it's an amazing breathing technique. The second technique I want to share with you is a little bit more advanced, but this is such an incredible technique that doctors and therapists often recommend this because it's also so healing. So for this one, this is something that's better to do when you're alone, probably. It's a little more advanced, so let's practice it here. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale through our nose for a count of 4. We're going to hold our breath for a count of 7. We're going to exhale out the mouth for a count of 8. Okay, so we want to do this 4 times as well. So let's try this one more time. So we inhale for 4, we hold for 7, we exhale out the mouth for 8. So we'll try it one more time. So we're going to inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale out the mouth for 8. Amazing. Okay, so those are 2 techniques you can use before a conversation in English, and I know that they will help you find calm, help you find confidence. But what can you do if you are in a conversation in English and you start to get nervous? So this brings me to my 5th point. So oftentimes we can't plan for our conversations in English, especially if we live in an English-speaking country. So we might be surprised by a conversation in English. So I want to share with you what you can do to find peace and calm during an English conversation. So the first thing is that you can simply know that when you start to speak, you'll activate your vagus nerve. And this has a calming effect on your nervous system. So the more you speak, the more relaxed you'll be. So I think this is a really cool fact. This is something that's really helpful to know because it helps us to stay confident. So that means if you get an opportunity to speak, take it. It will be easier to speak the more that you speak because you'll be calming yourself down as you speak. So I'm not saying, though, that you should just start babbling and just start talking. Like, we don't want to be awkward about it, but we just want to take the opportunity to speak when it arises. Okay, so the second thing that we can do that will help us to calm things down is that we can simply notice our breath during the conversation. So noticing our inhale, noticing our exhale, seeing if we can breathe deeper, seeing if we can slow our breath down. So breathing in and out our nose will help us to feel more calmly during a conversation. Slower breaths, deeper breaths, all of that during the conversation will be really helpful. Okay, another thing that you can do, this is called orienting. If you're in a conversation and you start to feel nervous, you can simply find something maybe on the table or at eye level to look at. You just look at that thing and let your gaze settle on that thing for a few seconds. This will help you to find your center and to calm things down. Of course, this one could be awkward if you're talking to just one other person and you start looking around. So we don't want to do that because that could be really awkward. We want to either look at something right in front of us, or we could use this last technique, which is called grounding. So to ground, you basically just become aware of your feet. Become aware of the soles of your feet, how your feet feel in your shoes. Become aware of the connection of the sole of your foot with your shoe. This will bring you into the present moment, and this will help you to find a state of calm inside. And of course, when we are calm and when we're not afraid, our brain is functioning at a higher level. Okay, so those were 5 things I had to say about how your breath can help you become a more confident and just a better English speaker. How your breath can help you to conquer your fears and to move beyond your comfort zone. I really loved teaching this lesson today. I hope that you guys got a lot out of it. I would love to hear in the comments how you're breathing right now or how you felt when we were doing some of those breathing exercises. I'm looking forward to our next lesson together. But until then, if you'd like some more free courses, you can click below. And be sure to subscribe if you're interested in getting these videos as soon as they come out. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait for our next lesson.